Normal Brew.
Hey guys.
Wow, what an intro. I got to get one of those, man.
They're my friends. They're my friends from the UK.
Okay.
And I discovered them a while back, and I love their band, King Voodoo. And I was like, "Oh, can I use your?" And he's like, "Yeah." They said, "Go ahead."
That's cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, they're
we're
awesome.
watching. We got to get. We don't have an intro like that. We tried with intros, but
not we. It's you.
Yeah.
Listen, he's a social media guru, not this girl. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was promised green M&Ms and a case of Coke Zero before I agreed to do this, and I'm kidding, people. Please don't turn it off yet.
Thank you so much for joining me. I know you guys are busy, especially with what's coming up in the next, oh my gosh, month, right? Less than a month. So I do want to get to the event, really. I do. But I do want to just say thank you so much for coming on. And thank you so much for being so awesome, both of you. John, you approached me, you said, "Hey, let's sit down, let's chat. We haven't met ever, and we talked, we had a long talk. And I happen to think that you are awesome, both of you. And I love what you do. And I'm proud of your event. I'm glad that you can keep it going. I know you guys go through a lot of personal stuff as well. So I just want to thank you for that. And also thank you so much for Chris. You guys were live and I was making her laugh, but I said, I'm going to have the Paraunity Expo cherry popped for the first time. And you were trying to do a live and you were like,
there's no nonsense permitted on my live like that. So you do that on this thing,
and I just derail
but
it
not
all
over there where we are.
And she was trying so hard to like not.
Oh my God.
Go on. And she was like, and I was like, sorry, I'll be quiet.
Too late.
So thank you so much for joining us. Real. I mean, like, just tell me like how you guys both, first of all, how you guys got involved in paranormal, and then together, and how you've now have, what is it, the 8th year of the Paraunity Expo? It's amazing.
Well, first I want to say it for us as well, like what you just said. In this field, there are things that go on and drama that happens, and for whatever reason, you and I didn't connect. We know a lot of the same people, but we just didn't connect at all. And I knew you were going to be there that weekend at the Hoover House. Pam and Steve, great people. And they love you, and April's a mutual friend. And I'm like, how can all these great people, you and I don't know each other, the three of us. So I did want to approach you, and you came over to me first, actually, and said hello.
Yeah.
I was having issues that weekend with my eye, and then we just talked, and that's the way it should be. I mean,
absolutely.
If you got a beef, and if it's
but I think it takes courage to step up and open dialogue, and I think that's what people forget to do.
But if it's a real beef between two people that based on
there was no
history,
beef.
No, but that's what I'm saying. There wasn't that. So
at
least that's the way everyone should approach it. Talk to the person.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what, when you started Paraunity, the Expo, that's what Paraunity is about.
It's supposed to be.
Right? And then, I was going to ask this later on, but I'll just ask it now.
Yeah.
How do you feel now with the phrase Paraunity? Just now I feel like it's everywhere. Yeah, and it's used so much and I, what I mean? Like, do you think it's...
Well, I didn't create the phrase Paraunity.
No, I know you didn't.
What had happened was everything was a Paracon, and there were a lot of great Paracons through the years, a lot of them. And I wanted to start something kind of grassroots. The first one was just New Jersey-based groups and authors and whatever. And I said, let me try to do this. We had a building in Patterson. It was an old factory. And I said, I don't want it to be confused with all the others. So I'm going to name this thing something that I said, New Jersey Paraunity. And then I didn't even call it a con. I said Expo, because I knew it would be different. But the idea was, again, to bring all these New Jersey-based groups, authors and everything in the field, enthusiasts and whatever, together just for a day and to grow it. I am anti-big convention. Even though we have one, I'm not we live on a budget. A lot of people live on a budget. Paraunity, the idea behind it was always to give people what they got at all these big box casinos, convention hotels, give them all of that and make it affordable for everyone, even for kids.
But we couldn't afford it. We had families. We couldn't go to these things. And I think that's a problem when it's not available to everybody. Right. And that was the whole drive behind what we do.
Yeah.
All inclusive.
Yeah, and I love that it is $20. I was telling my neighbors next door, they're ghost hunter fans, right? So I said, hey, just so you know, there's this Paraunity Expo in Woodbridge, New Jersey. All these people are there. They're like, really, really, really? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, and they're like, that's awesome, so hopefully they'll show up. But they're very interested. They watch ghost hunters. So I told them ghost hunters are going to be there. So, anyway, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm just saying,
we wanted it so that everyone, again, people, if they live in Texas, of course they got to fly out and spend that money or whatever, but we wanted everyone to give the chance, because the idea is make it affordable so that people could come in. All the lectures are free. We have 3 free exhibit rooms. You can meet all the celebrities. You don't have to pay for that. If you want an autograph, you have to pay for that, but you can meet them all. And we want to give everybody as much as we could for $20. I mean, that was the idea really behind the whole thing.
It's so awesome. And I hate to bring this up because I'm not trying to I'm just saying, I remember thinking, and this might have been before we talked, but I remember thinking that Vegas thing, that Vegas Paracon, right? And I know I'm just saying I'm an innocent bystander. I don't know nothing. I just know that I remember seeing, I'm like, how is this guy getting all these people? How's he affording this? Right. Because I thought it was amazing how you did it, but there was never any, it was a different feeling that. I felt it was what was going to happen. I was like, there's no way. But whenever I thought about your event, I've never heard anything. I mean, 7 years at the time, but you never heard anything bad like that. You know what I mean? So I was like,
but you can't allude to that and not mention what you're actually saying.
No, what I'm saying is I knew
people didn't get paid.
Right. No, I know that part about it. But what I'm saying is he was charging so much money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
he was using the name. He was trying to confuse people that it was associated with us.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that part.
People too. I mean, that's what happens sometimes.
He called it Las Vegas Paraunity, so people, and that's an issue. Again, I don't want to get too deep into this, but we had an issue after all the things happened there that did happen. People, celebrities,
I didn't even know
put it out there that they didn't get paid or whatever, and people automatically thought we were kind of part of that when we're not part of it. Hey, I'll tell you the God's honest truth. Again, between you, me, and whoever's watching here, we're sending out final payments for all contracts this week, priority mail. They're paid a month before they come out to ours. But you're right. How do we do it for $20 and still do what we're able to do? I would never tell anyone that. It's like Willy Wonka telling them how he makes the chocolate. I wouldn't do that. But
I wasn't asking either.
It's not easy. But it's not easy. Because if I told you how much this convention costs, you would fall out of your chair.
Right. I mean, and that was where I was getting at. That's where I was getting to. Here, this whole Vegas thing's out of nowhere. It's this big right away. You know what I mean? Where here you've been doing this 7 years. And then I knew that something wasn't right there. You know what I mean? I didn't know what it was. But and then it was that was the first year. And then right away you started hearing the bass. I said, okay, see, that's how you know that's
and we put our faces.
That's a good, honest event. And it must be it's got to be so much work. You can't.
It's a lot of work
together.
And we don't hide behind the name. John and I put ourselves out there. When COVID hit, unheard of. We offered refunds to everybody and anybody. And think about that. A big convention, refunds.
Right.
And we did it. No questions asked. We did it right across the board. That was insane because we had to
it was rough. Ourselves. It was really rough too.
And we took some hits.
I'm sure.
Dealing with the cancellations and all.
People were mad at us when celebrities pulled out.
Yeah, well, what are you, I get it. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's very tough. And I know the hill up is tough, and it's probably tough every year, and then you got to like be careful with the hill going down. But then at the end, you're like, that was awesome. And you must, because you keep doing it, right? You love it.
The reward is the people that are there and watching them enjoy and doing exactly what we wanted.
We don't make any money off it. I know people don't believe that.
Zero.
But every penny of that convention goes to the Woodbridge Charity Fund. It's on if you buy online, it says it right there, Woodbridge Charity Fund. And when you're paying the day of the event, the Woodbridge people are collecting the money. We don't make any money. We do it because we love it. And that I know that's hard for people to believe, but it's not hard for me to believe. I've been doing it for 9 years now. So
we get to concentrate on our passion because money isn't involved.
It's not.
Right. I'm so glad you say that.
It's crazy. I know people look at me and they go, no. I'm like, go email the mayor, John McCormick. I just gave you his name. Email him. Ask him how much money we make. I'll tell you.
Yeah. and that's what makes your guys's and I'm even going to go and say even Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. I mean, they're both successful events, and they're run by honest people that are putting it towards good causes. And you know what I'm saying? And I think that's awesome. And I'm glad that you said that, because I had no idea, where it went, what
charity fund
we're raising money for. So I'm glad that you said that. There might be a lot of people that don't realize that. I mean,
no, because we don't plaster it over everything. But when you do make the payment, you do see it
says Woodbridge Charity Fund right on there. But the other thing you mentioned about the work, literally, I take a week off after the last one is done. And yes, like Chris said, the payment is reading all of those comments from people afterwards. And this last one, I want to get emotional because it was emotional. We got our butts kicked through the pandemic. We had Amy Allan say she couldn't make it to the last one. Chip Coffey, Doogie, Cindy Kaza. I mean, they were dropping because they were concerned. We had to keep making that announcements. And of course, people take it on us because it's our convention, which is understandable. We went through a lot, postponing. Then the day after the convention and the last VIP party, which is Saturday night, we walked into our hotel and people were there and they were actually clapping, applauding us as we were walking in. And you want to talk about almost getting emotional.
Yeah.
I mean,
we went through
hell. Personally, professional, you name it. We have been through the ringer. And for those people to show us that kind of love, and then all the comments online, that made me want to, again, turn around and say, guess what? I'm going to give you even more next time.
Right.
For that.
No, that's awesome. And you get, I mean, you do get, I mean, the people that come are awesome TV personalities, and you know what I mean? And that's a lot to be said. I mean, I know Jason and Shari, and I know they're good people, and I know that they wouldn't work with somebody that, they didn't trust or thought was a good person, or thought, you know what I mean? And that's something to be said too. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to meet the TV personality, but they're real people. They're genuine people, and I love that they love doing, stuff like this.
And we like to take care of our vendors. We take it very serious. I know that when we get hits on we get tons of requests for people to vend. And we are very careful not to overwhelm with certain things. And we try to make it so that the vendors can be successful. That's what they're there for.
They're part of the event. I mean, they're part of the experience too. You walk in, we don't tell you who they are. We want you to walk around and check them all out, because you see them and you go, wow, that one over there. And you have money in your pocket because we didn't charge you a fortune to get in. So you could go and get a reading from a reader and buy something. I want people to leave with a bag full of stuff, see all those lectures, meet Destination Fear, Ghost Hunters, Ghost Brothers, all of them, and walk out of there like, oh my God. Do you realize we just paid $20 for that?
And even better, the vendors say at the end of the event, oh my God, best sales ever.
Yeah, they made money.
Every year they say they get, and that's a big deal for us.
Do you ever have like a goal or a limit or a goal where you want to like the sales and stuff, or is there like a limit to how many you can?
I mean, there is no capacity. We haven't found it yet, although we may. We might this year, because last year was well attended, probably the best attended that we ever had done. The thing I tell everybody about this event is that because it is $20, you're going to wait in line to meet Jason Hawes. You're going to wait in line to meet Destination Fear. You're going to wait in line to meet Amy Allan. It's unavoidable for that ticket price with that many people. You're going to wait online, but you will have the opportunity. That's what we provide. I had someone approach me who you probably know, and I could tell you the name afterwards. I was at another convention, which I won't name because they do their thing. This person approached me he tapped me on the shoulder, and I turned around and I looked at him, and he goes, "You know what you should do?" I never met the guy before. And I looked at him like, "What about what?" He goes, "You should charge a premium price, or people like me who can afford it could come in an hour or two early and spend time with Amy Allan and this." And I said to him, if I were to do what you're talking about, I wouldn't be the convention that I created. So you have to go ahead and fly out and pay for that kind of experience. I don't begrudge you that, but it ain't never going to be what we're doing.
We get asked, can't you do VIP packages? No. This is what we're doing. This is because it's for everybody. Yeah. Nobody's excluded, and we feel very strongly about that. Yeah, very strongly.
And that's awesome. I mean, and that's why it's successful. That's why I say, it's the same thing. Like, I mean, with anything that is successful, like when I had Jason on and I was telling him about the show, Ghost Hunters. I mean, Ghost Hunters is successful because the four of them they're legit. They're real.
They're genuine.
They're genuine, and they're all good friends. They know each other.
Yep.
They like each other,
and they won't do anything without each other. Like they won't go off and have other team. And no, he didn't want to divide. And
there's loyalty.
Yeah, absolutely.
Loyalty and trust.
Yeah, I heard Jason was a bit difficult from a few people. I'd never met Jason before last year, and I was pleasantly surprised when he came over and we talked, and then we talked again the next night, and it was just anything I wanted to know. Even he came on our live feed as well, and I said to him, anything off limits? And he said, John, ask me whatever you want. I had nothing to hide, and there's nothing I want. And he kept his word. I asked him about, the show and about, Grant and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he came right out, and great guy.
Yeah. He, and that's the thing. I told him, it was an hour and stuff. And, before, he's like, oh, okay, I got to help with, Thanksgiving dinner. And I said, yeah. So it was getting to an hour, and I said, well, we're getting to an hour. And he's like, I got a couple minutes. He stayed on for another 20 minutes,
and
just kind of, and he's just really, but he did tell me, he goes, I used to be unapproachable. Like, he's like, I used to be. Yeah. He said, I used to not be this way.
And that's a lesson, because
I
think that's important. People can change, and we need to leave the door open for change.
Yeah, for sure.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I see April. Hello, April. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, I believe that things happen, and they happen for a reason, and when you learn from them, that's when you see the change,
I wouldn't want to be judged by the whole world by an instant or a moment in time. I want to be judged by the here and now and my interaction with you. Absolutely. That's what I want to be judged on.
That's why and you know what? That's why I don't judge anybody, because I know, first of all, I'm no angel. Nobody's perfect. I've been through some shit. I've done things that I have, that I can't believe I did, things I didn't realize I did. And that, you know what I mean? And I've
called growth, right?
And so I have to give everybody the benefit of that, because you know what? Nobody will never ever 100% think like me, because they've never been where I've been, and I've never been where you've been. So nobody can say, oh, if I was John, I would be doing this. No, you don't know if that's what you've been doing.
Yeah, and you will want to be defined by those things that you did that you're not proud of either. You would like for people to give you the chance to, meet this version of you, and
right. And that's the thing, and everybody is different. You just, you can't say.
Con evolving. I saw that one.
What?
So it is, how do you see the con evolving? That's a good question, because me, I don't sleep a lot. My brain is way too busy all the time. And I don't ever want Paraunity to be the same thing that it was the year before, which is why we're at the point now where everybody under the sun is there. Because I literally said, I want those guys, because I had these guys before. But yeah, the evolution will be more exhibit rooms, different people, different things. We're always looking to add to it.
Well, wouldn't you have to? You probably have to find a bigger venue, wouldn't you? I mean,
no, it's a high school. We use a portion of the high school. We could use the whole entire building. We just haven't done that yet, but we will.
This is why we get along. I always say if I had a choice, I would be a vampire. Like if somebody said, "Would you be a werewolf?"
I have the hair for it.
I would totally be a vampire. Live in the vampire world. I love it.
Yeah.
No, John does not let me sleep.
Megan, I'll sit at your table for you for a little bit. You can. I'll help you.
That's part of being a vendor, though. It's the blessing and the curse. If you're a vendor, you're busy all day long. You're not going around and taking pictures with everybody and meeting the celebrities. You're at your table.
You're busy from the time those doors open until they close. I mean, you never get a moment. And we let everybody know that right off the bat.
But I think that's what they would want. No?
Yeah.
No, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So you started Paraunity, and now, and then, like I said, like the word Paraunity, have people, not just the Vegas thing, but I mean, like, there's so much of it going around now, right? I like that you have the Paraunity Expo, because that is different.
It's New Jersey Paraunity Expo.
Yeah.
But people do think if there's one that pops up in Wisconsin Paraunity Expo, they automatically believe that we've now taken our traveling circuit somewhere else.
Right.
They just automatically assume that. And these places know that. That's why they do it, because we have a built-in audience. We have a reputation now for 8 years now. So, I mean, there's something. But the word Paraunity, in theory is a great word. And I wish it were true in a lot of aspects. I mean, you're in the paranormal field.
Yeah.
It is true for some, but not for others. And it's like life.
On them.
It's just the way things are. You wish
for
it was
us,
better.
I think we live it. We practice it.
We try.
We don't preach it. We just do our thing, and that's who we are.
We try.
Yeah. I don't preach it either. I am who I am, and it just so you know what I mean. Like I don't fake anything. I don't lie. It's just
life's short. What's the point?
Yeah.
It's too much work trying to be somebody else, I think.
I mean, the more you do things and the longer you are doing it, and if you become even a little bit successful, there's going to be people that are
absolutely,
don't like you for whatever reason. And we've come across that, but we've met so many great people. And again, not to kiss your butt because we're doing the Paranormal Brew, but you're now one of those people. This is what I tell people all the time, because we do our own interviews, not nearly as many or as good as you do, but we do our own thing on our page. And what I keep telling people is, especially as you get older, you learn, part of your journey, your life's journey is the places you go, the people you meet, the people in your life. If you could expand that even a little bit at a time and meet another great person and make a good friendship, then man, you're doing good. Even if it's one or two, or that's what everyone should strive to, but they don't. A lot of people.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing I say. Like I could go to Gettysburg for a week by myself because I've made friends out there. You know what I mean? So like I go, I am not. I'll make my boyfriend tells me all the time. He's like, she doesn't meet a stranger.
This one here. We're the opposite when it comes to that. She's the outgoing, adaptive person. I'm kind of the other way. I should have worn my antisocial shirt.
That's
I just got that.
That's Rob. I'm like
people like that are meant to be together because it's both sides of the coin. Yeah,
he's phenomenal in front of people when he does his lectures and his teaching and stuff. But yet in a social setting,
but you know what? It's easy to do the talk. It's easy to do this part. Like it's easy to talk about the paranormal because it's a passion. You feel it.
There you go.
So right. But when you're just sitting there and you got to talk, what do you talk? Like, more than the paranormal. Like that's all we want to talk about.
Exactly.
Hence Paranormal Brew. I mean, like that's why I started.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we have the best conversations. We should record these.
Yeah, exactly. You know what's funny? It's funny you mentioned that because she'll tell you. I literally, in my brain, I do exactly what you said. If I'm talking to someone and I find the conversation being really interesting and stimulating, and it involves the field, and I'm like, stop right there. Come on our thing and let's talk about. But I don't want to go anymore because I don't know where it goes from here. Just
don't ruin it. Just wait.
And they look at me like, we can't even have a human conversation without. I'm like, no, we can't. This is good. Yeah. I do that to Chip Coffey all the time. Chip,
like stop
Coffey. Talking. Chip is an amazing man, and we're now pretty good friends. I mean, he talked to me. You know, when my mom passed, he called me. We've talked since then a lot, but Chip and I will be having conversations on the phone, and the whole time in my head I'm going, "Oh my God, this is such good stuff."
Yeah, well, guys, should we record?
Yeah, like God, could we come on and But I don't want to offend them and tell them that every time.
So she wanted to know how you got into the paranormal.
Oh
well, Jocelyn's asking, do you guys still do ghost hunts after the event?
Too much work, Jocelyn. I would love to do it, and maybe for the one after this one, if we could find a group or two to go, maybe
yeah,
we could figure that out.
We couldn't. It's
just too much work for us to manage.
People. There's so many people coming into town. It's such a small group of people.
It's all volunteers.
Go to the ghost hunt.
Yeah.
So we changed it up to do more things to include more people that are coming.
And it's all volunteers. The people that are there the day of the convention, besides the two of us, they're called the MAC team, the Mayor's Advisory Committee. They're volunteers as well. No one in that building is getting paid except for the police officers. But everybody there is a volunteer doing it for the right reason. Just again, for the event, for the charity fund. So we can only stretch so far without the rubber band breaking,
Yeah. No, I hear you. And I think it's awesome. I mean, I did that. I do that for Bob and Gina. Like whenever they have an event, I'm like, use me. I don't want money.
We're at that point now where we're reaching out to friends saying we need you.
I'm like, use me. I love helping out, because even when we did like the Pennhurst Paracon, I loved helping out because it was going back to Pennhurst. You know what I mean? To help out Pennhurst, and I love Bob and Gina.
Oh, they're good people, man. We just spent a weekend with them at the Hoover House. Pam and Steve, bed and breakfast in Waynesboro. There you go. There's Pam right there. And we had the best weekend. We actually, Bob and I did a Wayne's World video because we were
never leave those two alone.
And we were on the couch and we found like pokers for the fireplace, and we're doing.
Oh my God!
And no alcohol involved. That's the scary part.
I wish I could blame it on that, but no. So it was a great time.
Plain sober.
But that's something that you should come out for, and we should plan that where it's, the 6 of us, the 8 of us, or whatever. We have a great time, Oh,
look at Pam at the same time. We need
Pam, we need a redo. See?
I want to go out to that rock place she's taking everybody.
I know she didn't take us out there.
What the heck is that?
Pam.
Pammy.
Everybody else but us.
I know. I've never even been out there. She's like taking all these people. Cool.
How many times do you have to go out there, Pam, to get the rock thing? Where are we on that?
I know. Totally left out. I'm going to.
Yeah, Jocelyn.
All right,
we got to schedule it ourselves.
Let's do it, Pam. That's all she says. Let's do it. She's just going to leave it there.
Oh, my gosh. I love it. So I'm really excited. Everybody that I've talked to keeps on telling me, you are going to love it. And nobody has said a bad thing about it. Nobody.
That's good.
To me, I told you that. I mean, when we did have our conversation, I was really hoping that you would see for yourself and judge for yourself and enjoy it as much as I hope you would. That's my hope for everyone that walks through that door. She'll tell you when after we're finished and we're beat up and we're sore. Last year, my foot was numb for a week because I'm getting old and whatever. But I did nothing but read the comments, and they were fantastic. But years prior, if there was one negative one, I would just I would agonize over it.
He did more than agonize. He tortured me.
Well, one was a handicapped woman. She couldn't get into the back of the building, And my sister's handicapped. I have handicap members. And like, I should have known that better than anyone. And I felt horrible that one person.
Had things in place, but it didn't get followed up with now something else. But now, John, this is the one thing about John and I, we're hands-on everything.
But so that's what happens. That's what you learn and you grow. You know what I mean? And the fact that you cared that much.
Oh, yeah.
I don't take money lightly. Even when it comes to our paranormal, our ghost hunts that we do, we donate all that money to the locations that we support. We don't make any money off of that either. I never take people's money lightly because I think of myself. If I'm spending money, what's the expectation?
But you had that connection to with that woman, to make sure you fixed it. You guys, it was an honest, you didn't do it on,
I didn't do it on purpose at all, but it never should. I should have thought of that.
But again, we don't want anyone to be limited.
No.
We want everyone, and it should be handicap accessible in every single aspect.
Yeah. The idea of Paraunity. Well, the idea of that event is to have too much for people to do. That's the thing. If people, why don't you do it Friday, Saturday, Sunday? A lot of conventions do that, and it's great that they can. I wish we could, but financially, we couldn't.
I'm just too old.
But the idea is to just pack that day with so much stuff that people walk out of there going, "Oh my God,
we got to go back next year to continue."
Yeah. No, I think it's great. It's great because New Jersey doesn't have anything else. But so here's a funny story. We can laugh about it now. Because somebody had this is me and John's first.
Oh boy, we're going to go back to this now.
But it's funny. All right,
good night, everybody. Our connection's going bad, so I think there's a storm moving through. I see the lightning.
Everybody that knows me knows how much I hate New Jersey.
Oh my God, I remember
living in New Jersey. I just hate living in New Jersey. Okay, I'm sure. I have family here. Grew up here. I was born and raised here.
So was I. I love Jersey.
So there was somebody put up a post like, name some events that are going to be done in New Jersey. I was not even thinking. I was just saying, I'm like, nobody wants to come to New Jersey. Who wants to come here? Because I'm always, but I say that on everything. I'm like,
I got agitated by that, and I think I posted underneath it. Well, I beg to differ because a lot of people come to New Jersey to our event, and that's only because we were being kind of
hit. We were getting bashed. Really.
Other people from other things were kind of bashing us.
It was just the timing was bad when that got put out there. Which
I had no idea. I had no idea. And I was just like, no, I was not even. I said, I've never been to your event. I'm like, I was not.
Again, and that was one where I was just like, yeah, she hates me. See, it's right there in black and white. Hates me.
He goes, what did we do to this
And I think
woman?
I even instant messaged you, and I think we went back and forth a little after that too.
Yeah, but it was friendly. You apologized.
I thought so.
I said, it was totally good. Yeah. It was totally good. Wait, what? And to see the Giants play.
Oh no, please!
All right,
not a Giant fan. Sorry, even though I live in Jersey, I don't. To say mom, see, April and I are like mine. We got that Italian Goomba thing going on.
Yeah.
And we're both Jersey people. And we talk like Jersey people. We use our hands a lot. And,
me too. I'm the same. That's why I'm here. And which I just found out that I have a little bit of Sicilian in me, April, because I was half Italian, half German. But now I found out. My mom told me last night that we had some family in Sicily. So I'm like, now I have a little bit of.
But it's not April. It's Sparky. That's her name, Sparky.
Is it? She's
it's Sparky.
I love her. I could literally listen to her talk. I love the way she talks. Like, she's so cute. When she says huge, she says huge. She doesn't say the H, and I love that.
April is funny. We had her join us at a couple events that we did at the Sterling Hill Mine. And April talks like I like to talk. April likes to talk when we're in front of people. And it's like dueling banjos when we're up there together. She kind of cuts in and then I cut in, and she's so short that I'm like, who's talking? And then there she is.
So adorable. Oh my God, I love her.
She was another one that I met and I immediately hit it off with. Immediately. I met her at the Bash for the first time. Where I really got to talk to her.
Yeah.
And we love the Bash. We'll be there again this year. I mean,
yeah, me too.
Great event. Another great event.
That's me. That event is like, I'm all over. I'm a social butterfly.
I'm proud of them, man. I'm proud of what they've done and what they continue to do. They do a great job, and they top
went
it
through
every
hell.
year.
They went through hell. And that's something we can relate to with them.
Yes, they did. Yes, they
unfairly.
did.
So it's nice to see that they're come back strong and that they stayed strong.
We finish the expo like in July 23rd. We will finish. We'll take a week off to just recover. And then I'm already in meetings for the first meeting is always with the mayor. What'd you think? Are we doing it again? Because if he says no, then it's over. You know, it's
I love that though. I love that the mayor backs you up. That is amazing.
He loves it, and he's a great
guy. He's gone ghost hunting.
He's a believer in the paranormal.
Oh yeah.
He's gone ghost hunting with us.
He's been out with us.
That's awesome.
You want to hear a funny mayor story, John? Awesome. I hope John McCormick, but he knows. We're on a ghost hunt. He's with us, and we're in this building, and I'm explaining to him how the different equipment works. So this is years and years ago. He's got a K2 meter. You know what that is, right?
Yeah.
With the lights and the EMF. And I explained to him how we're in the building, and he kept taking a K2 meter and putting it up to his mouth and talking into it. And he's like, "So tell me, Spirit, is anybody here with us?" And I told him like 4 times, and then I was just like, "Do what you want, man. Just go ahead, have fun." That is
adorable. I love it. That's such a good
Great
story.
Guy. I love that guy.
That's really cool, though. I love that, and that means, I mean, you know, that's to me, I think is really cool because it's kind of giving the paranormal community or field, you know, kind of like it's a good thing, you know, some good publicity
validation
in a different light where you would think a lot of people would poo-poo it because, you know, their book and science and this and that and government and whatever, you know, to have somebody step out of that realm, you know, and into, you know, this is what this person really is like, you know, it's not all political, it's not all government, it's not all, you know.
He's one of our biggest supporters.
Oh, yeah.
He's behind us in so many ways. It's amazing.
That's cool.
But
Did you know him before, or you just
No, I met him through somebody else at an event that we were doing, and
so he came out to an event, and then that's how you
came with somebody. Okay. And I met him, and then he said to me, he sent me a message. He said, "What do you think about this building in Woodbridge? It's rumored to be haunted. Do you want to get in there?" And I'm like, "Could you get me in there?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, can I come?" I'm like, "Yeah, you could come." And that was the one where he was talking into his K2 meter. But he had a ball.
My favorite.
And then we hit it off.
My favorite part, taking us down the street you're not supposed to drive on, saying, "I'm the mayor. We can do it. Let's go."
We went down a one way. The wrong way. I'm like, "This is and he was like, "I'm the mayor." I was like,
"Let's go."
Okay.
I'm down with this. How do I get my deputy mayor badge? I mean, I want to be able to do that.
I'll be like, just make sure you stop at the red lights.
Yeah. But the good thing, again, this event and how it's grown and where it's gone, karmatically, is that a word? Speaking, between what we give to the people that are enthusiasts and fans, the opportunity to meet these people, what it does for the charity fund, the celebrities being as great as they are to their fans. I mean, that's something else you got to mention because these people, man, they care, or they won't be there. Some of them don't have to be there. They make enough money to where, you know, it doesn't change their lives to do these type of events, but they care, man. Several of them, you know, during the course of the events won't take a break and won't go eat something or do whatever because they know they have a line and they know these people have waited for them, and that's what's and the vendors do well, and it all works together.
Yeah, it's almost, and that's the thing. That's how you know there's something good working in the universe that makes it work. It's almost like there's a sprinkle of little and
it's never been about money, never, and it never will be about money.
I've even heard that from the celebrity, like TV people that are like, you know, we enjoy going to it, like we like it, you know, we like being there. The fans are just so much appreciative, and they don't.
Well, when you're not robbing them or stressing them out over what do I choose, paying my bills or going to meet someone who I'm dying to meet and think highly of, they can walk out of there having met those goals and still be able to take care of business at home.
Yeah, for sure.
So it is going to make a fan that's going to be in a much more better frame of mind.
Yeah, so the energy is just better all around.
No, I think we took people by surprise because we are in a high school. I don't shy away from that at all. I mean, you know, we compete isn't the word, but there's other conventions that are in really cool places.
Yeah.
I mean, And I would love to have one of those cool places.
And here's the cool thing. Megan said, if the mayor ever said no, which I doubt he will, would we ever do it somewhere else? He's never going to say no. He always tells us, as long as you guys want to do it, I'm here. You're doing it.
I don't know about doing. I would probably help, like Pam and Steve. I would probably jump on board with them and help them.
That would be cool.
The bash. I mean, we talked about doing something together, the four of us, but we're too busy with this to even consider that. But I think that's where my energies would go, and Chris may retire, but I think that I would. But again, doing it in a high school, people, even the celebrities, you could tell, like they walk in and they're like, oh, what the heck is this? And then they see the fans and how great they are, and every single one of them have never said, I won't come back. They would always say, if you want me back next year, I'll come back. And that's a compliment to us and to the volunteers and to the township, that maybe they get what we're doing and what we're about. Because, like I said, I'm not putting down the casinos and the whatever, but we're just not them. I have a hippie mentality when it comes to this convention. I'm anti big box convention. Even though we have one, we're not them.
Right. No, I think it's awesome. And Pam, did you see what Pam said? Always welcome. Yeah. But I mean, how long can the mayor be mayor though? Like what happens
for him?
For him,
as long as he wants. It'll be his option. He's the most he's 83% approval in that town for the last 12 years. They don't even run against him anymore. So it's whenever he feels like retiring, and from what I'm hearing, that won't be for a while.
That's good.
But again, I don't take it for I run everyone like I tell her that all the time. Everyone like it's the last one. I want to give it all I got, blood, sweat, and tears. And when it's done, we see what it was and how people enjoyed it, and if the township, and then we talk about doing it again. But my mindset is this is the last one.
Yeah, but it's not.
It may or may not be. That's not my decision. That's
right.
John won't say it because it's like a jinx kind of thing for him.
Right.
Like
I'm superstitious. I don't ever want to assume. And I don't take anything for granted or assume anything.
And if you do, then you kind of lose that momentum.
Right. Absolutely.
If you're already looking forward to the future, planning on that, you're forgetting what you're in the middle of right now.
Yep. And you lose, what's the word I want to look for? It's, you lose the, gratefulness, maybe is what I'm looking for, like the appreciation for what it is that you do and how well it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know what I mean? And just and
for the people that are helping you and that have helped you make it what one I don't forget any one of them.
People behind us.
We could have done this with just the two of us. Never.
No.
Right. Somebody had said this a while back. Paranormal is a lifestyle, not a job. I disagree.
You think it's a job?
I think it is a job. We don't get paid for it. We love it.
Some get paid for it.
I don't get paid for it.
Me either.
But I wish I did, because I would be very happy. That would be like my dream job. Everybody's like, what's your dream job? I'm like, to do the paranormal stuff and get paid for it.
Yeah. Like imagine being able to do this and
get paid for it.
Yeah.
Go on investigations, or go, like when I go to Gettysburg, I do live videos throughout the park, and I do like little mini paranormal investigations, and I do like just sharing Gettysburg with people. You know what I mean? I would love to do it and get paid for it. So, but it is, I understand the comment, and I understand the lifestyle part of what he's saying. But to me, I always tell people it's my third job. It's the one I don't get paid for, but the one I love the most. And it's hard work. Doing this is hard work. I can't imagine what you guys do, and then what Pam and Steve do. You know what I mean? It is. It gets done, and you take a breath, and it's like, okay, we got to start doing it again. And I'll tell you, we did. We had, at one point, my family had a scholarship in my father's name, and we did a couple of fundraisers to put money in, and we would give scholarships to some of the local high schools, to some of the kids that were going into he was a police officer, so that were going into like criminal, any type of police, law enforcement, any type of stuff like that, we would give the money to. And we had a really big thing. We had like, Ron Jaworski show up, because my dad knew a lot of people. He knew a lot of the flyers and TV people, and so a lot of people showed up to this thing. It was great, and we probably easily could have kept it going. And it's just like it was so much work, and like
a lot of work.
My brothers are all having babies and marrying and getting married, and then COVID, and like it just kept.
Life does not stop just because you do something like that, and you've got to fit everything in.
Yep. So it's hard work. It's hard work.
The bad thing about the expo, if there is a bad thing, is that when it's over, you're literally you've built this mansion, and when it's over, you're back at brick one with an empty field. You have to start from zero and then build it up again. You have your reputation, of course, but you've got to start at zero. That's
you do have to have a will of steel. I mean,
absolutely.
John had loss, I had loss. We lost people. I lost my daughter. He lost his mother. We had a lot of things that were coming at us, COVID, like everybody else, but you still you can't put the brakes on anything. All of these things still have to keep going, no matter what life is throwing at you on a personal level. You still have to stay on track with everything, because so many people have already purchased those tickets, those flights, all the different things you've set into place that other people, and we don't take that lightly. When you book your flights, you book your hotels, John and I want to deliver to you.
Yeah. And I say that too. I'm like, I always say, okay, this is happening, but I have this obligation. Like I have this, in my heart that this is what I got to do. The show must go on. It must go on. It has to, at some point there's no turning back, really.
Yeah, but sometimes it's, again, we're different. We're a lot different, even though we're together and we're happy together. At least I'm happy together. But, we are the yin and the yang in a lot of different things. And for me, we do a lot of ghost hunting events through the year, a lot. And it's gotten more every year, and, COVID slowed it down, but we got right back out there. I enjoy that. I enjoy being busy. I do, because for me, it's sort of therapeutic. I said, I got to keep my brain busy all the time. Just being mundane and standing still is not good for me. And
the house is a science lab all the
time. But I like being around people like you were talking about, when you're around people that share that interest and are excited about it. And it's cool. It kind of charges you a little bit too. And makes you,
absolutely.
That's what I love to do.
So. And we had to find a balance because with the loss of my daughter, I've struggled, and I have another daughter who's been struggling, and something happened with her recently that reminded me the mortality, how easy I could lose her, and I almost did.
Right.
And that would have just been, it was too much for me to handle. And he slowed down for me this year. We kind of started late out of the gate because he knew that I needed psychologically, mentally to get myself back into. It's really hard to pull and be enjoying when you're dealing with so much. And he got that. That's where we really balance each other out. We're there to support each other too.
Yeah. No, and I think that's awesome. And you know what? And I think if there was ever, a year where it didn't happen, and if it was, I think everybody would understand if it was for,
No, they wouldn't. No, that's nice of you to say, but no, they wouldn't, Taryn.
I would hope.
What are you doing? Where is it?
I would hope people would be understanding, in certain circumstances. I could understand if you guys were like, kind of brushed off like it was no big deal. And it would have to be something that would be significant, I think, significant enough.
Like a pandemic. Yeah, that's kind of.
And they weren't understanding.
Yeah, people didn't really understand during that even. I mean, they saw that states were regulating certain things, and they were still like, "You're postponing," and I'm like, "Come on, man, really?"
It's state mandated. We can't do anything.
Yeah, you can't do anything indoors. What are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
But anyway, we got through it, and again, this one's coming up quick, and we've got a lot to do still. So.
I was actually working on stuff before this.
Yeah.
And he was too.
My hope is that everybody enjoys it and gets everything out of it that they want. That's all I want for everyone.
But I mean, if you stop and you think, I know it's hard work. I'm not taking that away from you guys at all, but it's fun hard work.
When it's over,
you guys are working together. You guys are doing something together that you love, and you know what I mean. And I'm sure there's fights and disagreements and this and that.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? I'm very patient and understanding.
There's a couple of holes that are dug out back. I just wait.
How dare you?
You know.
Wow. We spend a lot of time together, especially, you know, that's the funny thing to me. And again, back to Pam and Steve, that they have that kind of thing going on too.
They do.
And,
yes, they do.
You know, we both love doing this. And I don't know how to, if I was with somebody who didn't love doing this, how that would, you know, work for me. But it's so great to have my best friend and my partner and someone I could trust more than anyone on the planet right there in the trenches and everything I do. You know, I take that for granted, but I also I appreciate.
He shows it in other ways that have been remarkable. John, I know that there's a lot of people out there that think John is this mean guy, and John is the biggest heart and the nicest guy you will ever meet.
Where's my wallet? I had to pay for that one. Where's my wallet?
But he is. He's that one. Let me tell you. Sometimes will you stop with the jokes for a minute? You know, like, can you be serious for 1 second?
See what I did? See that's
like what I got to do sometimes with him. Like I want to have a serious conversation with him, and he's throwing out these one-liners. I'm just like, thank God, just stop, just for a minute.
Anybody else see the connection going bad, or is it? Like, I'm sorry, that was another joke. Sorry.
John brain is amazing. He came up with the whole concept of this expo, and this is the yin and the yang of where John has these brilliant ideas and these things that he can see down the road. I don't have that ability. I'm not imaginative. I don't see down the road 10 steps like he does. But if he puts something in front of me, I'll do it for him.
She can organize like no one I've ever met.
And this is what makes this work.
Yeah. That's awesome.
He's the brain, and I'll be right there, and or tell me what you want done. I'll do it.
Yeah. Done. That's awesome. I love it. And I love you guys finally have come on the Brew. Right? I mean,
you finally asked us. I mean,
you broke up on your show. Woo!
Yeah.
I think we already have more viewers than Jason Hawes, though. I think we're way past time now. Sorry, Jason, but it was bound to happen. No, we do appreciate it. I mean, again, I'm more happy that we're friends now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I do appreciate the invitation, but I am, you know, like I said, there are people that you're meant to be friends with, I guess, eventually, sometime, some way. And I think you're one of them now. And I hope there are future days where we could go out to Gettysburg or Steve, whatever.
Yeah, and if you guys ever need help with an investigation, like if you have a public thing or whatever,
I'm going to send you an email and I'll invite you on a few of our investigations.
Yeah. But even if you need help.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
I take that seriously.
I told you you're welcome. Even the Sterling Mine thing, Jocelyn mentioned it. We could do that, man. I'd like to hang out and do that, you know?
Yeah, that would be fun. That would be cool. Especially like, you know, now, you know, being on another level, you know, and you know, I think that's important too. I mean, when you investigate with somebody that you don't know, it's a hit or miss. You just don't know what's going to happen, right? I mean, luckily for me, I that happened by accident. We were booked with another group for Wildwood Sanitarium in New York, and they were from Tennessee, you know, and we're 7 hours away. They're 8 hours. We're just like, all right, well, let's see what happens. You know, like for some reason this was supposed to happen, so let's see what happens. Yeah, well, they're like best friends. I love them.
Cool.
We met in Gettysburg last year, and I took them around Gettysburg, did a whole paranormal weekend. We had so much fun. Like they were great, but that's not always going to happen all the time.
No. But you have to be open to it. That if you had said, "Oh no, that's not going to work," you'd have missed out on a great opportunity.
Oh yeah, and great friendships. I mean, they're great guys, great people. So,
but you do never know until you.
Right, you never know, because there has been times where, you know, I haven't meshed, you know, and I'm not, and I am very honest about it.
You got to take ownership for it. I mean, you contributed to it, I'm sure, but I mean, Sometimes it's energy, and sometimes energies don't mix, and
absolutely
not everybody gets along. That's again, I figured when it came to you and I, we could have walked away from that table still not liking each other, and you thought I was a bigger jerk than you did when you got there. But I was really surprised, and I told her even afterwards. I hate to keep harping on this, but I walked out of there like, again, I was having issues with my eyes. I wasn't feeling good that whole weekend, but that was to me the best part of the weekend. To be honest with you, and I told her that I'm like, at least I now made a friend of Therrien, and I found I met the person that I've been hearing about.
Yeah,
finally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's the same. I mean, like I said, I stay out of people. Like if I don't know somebody, and people are, it depends. I always tell everybody, I'm like, look. The only people that I judge and I think are bad people are pedophiles, murderers, people that abuse and neglect, like anybody that does anything to anything innocent, babies, animals, whatever. Like to me, automatically, like you're POS, go to hell. But unless you killed the mom of somebody I know, and that, and I'm saying that as a metaphor, I'm not saying it literal, but I give everybody a chance because I know that there's probably some things.
Let's put it into perspective. If somebody that I know is friends with someone I don't like, and I say, okay, everybody who's my friend, because I don't get along with that person, you can't be friends with that person. Well, isn't that a very lonely, cut off world? Because sooner or later, there are going to be people who are not going to like me, that are going to want people to cut off from me and that's ridiculous.
Right.
We can't be isolating each other and just because I had an interaction or something that didn't work out doesn't mean that everybody else in my vicinity should also be penalized and create that barrier. To me, that's called bullying.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, I had a joke there, but I'm afraid to tell it because I don't want to get reprimanded again on the Brew in front of.
She just got back on. Don't get her kicked off.
No jokes. I'll just not. Thank you.
We'll go back 2 years. They found one time they went back like 2 years and found a meme I put up 2 years ago. I'm like,
isn't that the most ridiculous thing?
I'm like, are you serious?
Yes.
Like that was 2 years ago, first of all. So like, what are you doing?
The world we live in, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Some people don't forget and they hang on, and not me. I mean, I'm again, the pandemic for me, what we lost and what happened and the way life just stopped, especially when you're older. If you're 20, the pandemic, maybe, you won't remember it in 5 years, but when I'm in my 50s now, it really made me think like, wow, man, life is too short, and really tomorrow that could happen again, and whatever. Let's just leave that crap there,
Yeah.
But some people can't do that. That's the unfortunate thing.
That's true.
And you have to accept that at some point, unfortunately, too. So,
but I still am in the adage of, if you have nothing nice to say nothing at all. I still think that's the best thing that you can do.
I do. Yes, I agree.
I agree too. And I'm glad that we sat down and talked, and I'm glad we met, and I'm glad that, I look forward to, future. I'm going to be a Paraunity reg, I think.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to be a regular now.
Right. Good.
You heard her, people. It's safe to go. The war's over, people. Put them away. Come on in. We're good people.
Yeah, so I can't wait. I'm looking really forward to it. It's going to be, I've been working really, really hard. I work 6 days a week, so the only weekends I've taken off are for anything like paranormal or, our week vacation. But that's going to be like the first, weekend that I'm going to be. And I feel like the paranormal people are my people. You know what I mean? Like, we're all like-minded, and we all want to talk about the same shit, and we all want to do the same shit. We all want to share the same shit. Everyone's like, listen, my UVP. Oh, guess where I went? Have you ever been here? You learn so much, and it's what you want to learn and talk about. So you just be yourself.
But that's just the attendees. It's actually the celebrities too are like that.
Yeah.
And you find out if you're attending the party, or you just happen to run into them. They're just cool people. They really are, all of them, just cool people.
I'm looking forward to meeting Ghost Brothers. I told you, I was like, I want to meet
funny
Ghost
people
Brothers.
too. They're funny people.
Oh, you're gonna get a kick out of them.
Yeah.
Well, they're on the show. They're funny. They crack me.
No,
Oh, they're funny.
They're funny too.
Yeah. And oh my God, they have the biggest hearts. And we have someone that comes every year that has Down syndrome. And was it Dalen? No, it was Jawan got up and was dancing with her on the dance floor. I mean, they just get right up and get involved. Marcus was up on the mic. He was calling us Middle America. We didn't know where he thought he was.
That was like the funniest part. He takes the mic from the DJ. He's like, "How is everybody in Middle of America?" And we're like,
you don't know where you are, sir.
Where New Jersey is, maybe.
We're on the East Coast.
Hold it up on his phone.
Oh, but they're just awesome. You're gonna love them.
We're on the East Side.
Exactly. It was funny though, because he kept grabbing the mic and doing his like, ba 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 ba. The DJ's just like, I don't know what to do with this guy.
Let him go.
It was hilarious.
He was
and I'm
hilarious.
looking forward to Destination Fear. I heard good things about those guys. Never met them. So again, it'll be here before you know
it. yeah, I know it's right around the corner. It really is, and the summer. First of all, the summer's going fast.
Oh my God!
All right, don't threaten us. Don't threaten us, please.
I'm like it's gonna be over before I've even.
Well, we were literally just talking about that, driving on the Parkway, headed down the shore, and we're like, was it just like last week that these trees were bare and the leaves are going to be falling off? A week or two. It's like, well, when you get older, unfortunately.
I know it is so crazy. I'm like, where's the time going?
My mother would tell us the older you get, the faster the time goes, and she's right so far.
Yeah,
man. We were at the shore again, real quick. We were at Point Pleasant last night, watching those young,
that'll make you feel
young
old.
guys, riding around on their bikes, because they can't drive yet or whatever. And they're all together hanging out, and I'm like, damn, man, I miss that so much. Just going to
those days, not caring,
hanging out, and not caring about anything, and just
no bills. Yeah. All you had to do was worry about school.
And summers lasted forever, man. They really did.
Yes, they felt like it. I know.
And now we're old. Anyway,
we're old.
Not cheering though. We have
now we have a fun thing that we do. We're still. It's kind of like we're like a club.
Yeah.
And it's just it reaches worldwide. It's awesome. I mean,
the chess club is jealous.
Yes, yeah. And I have people that watch from Indonesia and the UK and on the west coast of the United States so I love it. It's called networking, but I feel like it's you're making friends all over the world, and the paranormal field should just automatically be unity, because when you think about all these people come from all different walks of life. But this one thing brings
different intentions.
Oh yeah, I know.
And agendas. Yeah, different people have different agendas.
Right.
You're
never going to get away from that, unfortunately.
John always says, "What perfect world do you live in, Chris?" That's what he says to me all the time.
I'm not saying, but I think that and it's like people come from all different walks of life, and maybe in their high school, they were bullied or they were picked on, but everybody's always welcome. Nobody looks at you for what you look like. Everybody just wants to know. You want to talk about your stories and share stuff, and then you maybe eventually investigate. You
bring up a good point, because again, at the events that we do, there are people that will come alone, and literally they'll tell us, and they'll be on our feed, and they're like, "Hey, I made a friend or two or three." And nobody made me feel alone. I was able to talk to this person about this and that.
You're with a group of like-minded.
They loved it, because, like you said, as long as you have that in common, you've got a start. And it's easy to make that connection when you share a passion.
Yeah, we had a woman call us a few months ago going, "I'm going to your event for the first time, but I'm coming alone." I said, "No, you're not.
No, you'll make a friend.
You're not going to be alone. Trust me. No such thing."
Hey, Sharon.
I went to I remember back when I was still just an enthusiast. I was just getting, just kind of dabbling into it, and changing my mind. And I went to one of the phenomenologies. I went by myself. I left there. I ghost hunted with Ben Hansen and, Jeff Belanger, and what I mean? I'm friends with him to this day. And I met, other groups, and just kind of I had a blast. I mean,
it should be.
Granted, it was Gettysburg. I can always I mean, that's my home.
Yeah,
That's my.
me too.
You know, I can have fun in Gettysburg, whether it's no matter what's happening.
People don't get that. We've been there, God knows how many times, and I never go there and leave there going, "Oh, it sucked this time. It was so boring."
I think we complain that it's not enough time.
Yeah, there's never enough time for there.
No.
Well, once I move there and I buy a house, you guys will be welcome whenever you want. Open. Mi casa su casa. Zero charge. I say that all the time. I'm like, and Megan, I love Megan to death. Whenever I'm coming, she's like, crash on my couch. You know, she just totally opens her door for me anytime. Pam does. I have another friend
like that.
I mean, they're just, my friend Hillary and Gus, they own the Inn at Lincoln Square. They're just like, oh, stay at our house, or you can stay at the inn, whatever. You know, I mean, just amazing.
You're going to the bash, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Again, we love the bash because we don't have to do anything. We just show up.
We sit at our table. I'm sure that's why
we watch other people run around, and we're like, "Oh, thank God that's over."
He lost his voice the last one.
Yeah. Pam's the same. Pam's so excited for New Jersey Paraunity Expo. She's so excited. I'm like, now saying that you guys are so excited for the bash. She's so excited for this.
Yeah, that's what was weird about last year. Theirs was before ours for the first time ever. And I'm watching. They did great, man. They had a great turnout, and I'm like, oh my God, it was first one after the pandemic, and I'm like, oh my God, the pressure's on us. Look how well they did. I hope ours doesn't suck.
You know what? It's because of the heart that goes into both events. I mean, the heart that goes into it and the passion. It's not going to suck.
No,
it's not going to suck.
Not if we can help it.
We'll do everything we can to make sure it doesn't. But again, we don't take anything for granted ever. I don't anyway.
Yeah, I absolutely. I agree.
I do.
Well, you're the one who positive gets positive.
Oh, crap. I am a positive
I don't
person.
Talk that crap.
Yeah, I'm not like that. Has nothing to do not taking things for granted. I'm a very positive person. I'll always see the light, no matter what, no matter how dark it gets. He's the opposite.
But see, you're just so much that you kind of like help him. You know what I mean? Like you make up for the lack of positivity. That you have so much, you make up for the lack that's there.
I think sometimes he wants to kill me because of the positivity.
I'm gonna be quiet.
Sharon's yelling at you. Not going to suck.
No.
Okay. Thank you, Sharon. Sharon said it. I know it now.
Yeah.
No, I don't take anything for granted ever, and I never would. It takes work. We do what we do. We give it the best effort that we can. We give it everything that we can. And then hopefully when it's all said and done, people had a great time.
All right. So tell everybody where it's at, when it starts, when it's finished, if there's, how much it is to get in, just really quick again. I know we've talked about it, but and then who's going to be there?
July 23rd is the 8th annual New Jersey Paraunity Expo, which will be held at Woodbridge High School, which is at 1 Samuel Lupo Place in Woodbridge, New Jersey. The lineup is definitely the best one we've ever had, and we've had great ones before. Destination Fear, the entire cast will be there. Ghost Hunters, the entire cast will be there. Ghost Brothers, the entire cast will be there. Chip Coffey will be back for sure. We just talked to him last week. Amy Allan will be back. We booked her flight and her car for sure. Tennessee Wraith Chasers, Chris, Mike, Paranormal Couple. You met them, Satori and Cody?
I have not met them yet.
Oh man, you're gonna love them.
You're
gonna love them. You're gonna love them.
I did adapt to their little technique that I watched when on Ghost Hunt when they held hands and were, I was like, I'm gonna try that, and I think
you're gonna love them.
Me and the Peaches tried that on investigation one time.
They're such great people. You're gonna love them, and they're gonna have their own room with all their haunted objects in it, which is gonna be really cool.
That's cool.
Ron and Lourdes, you know them.
Yeah,
they're gonna be back in their
and they do a DRV session, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to
that.
So
they're gonna be doing that the whole entire time in their room, and then we have a cryptozoology exhibit room that they're gonna have all that weird, funky Mothman stuff and all that.
That's cool. I'm gonna be loving that.
John Zaffis, the top of the food chain.
Yes.
Again, John is awesome. For me, John is top of the food chain. I say this all the time. So having him back again, he wasn't at the last one,
It's a big deal.
And the guy from Weird New Jersey, Mark and Mark,
They're going to be
there. On Paranormal.
Dave Schrader.
Dave Schrader again. Dave's another guy who's really, really cool and does a great lecture. Am I missing anybody?
I don't think so.
I hope not. I'm sorry if I do. But they'll all be there. And again, lectures are free. They go on the entire day. The only thing that's not free that in the auditorium is a Chip Coffey gallery reading. Got to pay $50 for that because it is a premium type of an event. Exhibit rooms are free. There'll be food trucks.
Meet and greets are free.
Yeah. If you want anything signed, the celebrity will tell you how much that is. We got nothing to do with that. So,
Right.
But to just walk up to them and say, hey, love the show, whatever.
That's free.
It's free.
Yeah. That's so awesome.
There'll be a lot to do.
I'm excited. I know. I definitely want to check out Ron and Lourdes's thing. I definitely want to check out that cryptozoology. It sounds so.
Wait till you go on Cody Satori's thing too. It's really cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that too. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it.
And they're bringing stuff that they haven't gone public with either.
As far as the haunted objects, but it is again. You have to kind of figure out what you want to do and when you want to do it. If you want to meet this person, that person, lectures are going on. You got to kind of plan your day, but there's enough to keep you busy the whole entire time.
And what time is it start and finish?
11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
So we'll be in there Friday setting up the whole entire day. And then we got the party, and then Saturday the convention, and then we actually have to break the thing down too. That's we're part of the setup
and we break
the breakdown, and then we got to go to the party all sweaty.
We don't have people doing.
We don't get a break until it's over. So
yeah, well, I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there Friday, and I'll be there Friday. Not sleeping over Friday night, but I am sleeping over Saturday night.
Okay, cool.
With April, so.
As she said,
I heard about the hot tub party. I don't even want to know what that is.
Everybody's heard about the hot tub party.
I don't know what that is, but maybe I'll find out about that later on.
No, we don't want to know. We're good.
Are all the celebs going to be at both VIPs?
No. We said that on the website. There'll be a Friday night party with certain celebrities and a Saturday night party with others. Friday is Destination Fear. John Zaffis, Amy Allan, Chip Coffey, the Tennessee Raid Chaser guys, and then the next day will be Ghost Hunters, Ghost Brothers, the Tennessee
Dave
guys
Schrader.
will be there. Who?
Dave Schrader.
Yeah.
Oh, so some of them do go both. Some of them do.
Some do, not all of them. I mean, the Tennessee guys. Dave and Steve went to both last year, but I can't.
Yeah,
they're not contracted to do that. But
right.
That's what I have to say. They
right.
want to. They're welcome.
Right.
But.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
But it's going to be
cool,
fun.
though. I mean, it's still going to be fun.
Oh yeah, the parties are awesome. Wait till you see the parties. Yeah. The parties are awesome too, and we have a great. Again, Saturday night party.
Not the same.
For me, it's over, and I'm relaxed, and I know that people had a decent time. That's when I start feeling a little more comfortable. Friday night, I'm like this because I know what's coming the next day. So. But Saturday night it's over.
Saturday night we could breathe.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, we hope everybody comes and we hope everybody enjoys it. And any questions or concerns, our information is on the Facebook page and on the website. You call us directly. You can talk to us directly. Any questions, we're happy to answer them for you.
Awesome. I thank you guys so much for
thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
Thanks for all that. And I'm looking very forward to attending Paraunity for the first time. I am. And to hang out with you guys, you know what I mean? And to, all of it. I'm looking very forward to it. So thank you.
We are too.
And I'll have to have you on again at some point and maybe talk about New Jersey paranormal stuff.
Imagine that. We do that. We do that too.
Yeah. Yes. So you don't want to talk about
I think that's the one that people don't like. The Paraunity, that side we might not want to.
Well, I'll still have you on. I don't care anybody else.
Thank you. Appreciate that too.
I support you.
We'll be watching that one. Anyone? No, I don't think so. Anyway, thank you. I mean, we do appreciate you inviting us on. I've watched other people come on this, and you do a great job. Again, you're the one who I watched it and I'm like, crap, man, I'd like to talk to some people. I like talking, and we started doing it here and there, and I enjoy doing it too. I love it.
Yeah, I share your lives. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We're like Seinfeld though. when it's just the two of us. We're a show about nothing. We just talk about general.
That's the best. But that's the best.
I love it, man. I love it. But I love interviewing people too, because it's fun to pick people's brains and hear their stories. You know?
Yeah. I try to stay away from the Q&A stuff. Like I'll get the people that are in the comments, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. But I try to keep it as a conversation, because
it should be.
And I don't look anything up. Like I like to learn. I put myself as an audience instead of, you know what I mean. So it's like I'm learning along with somebody, you know, because I find off the cuff stuff it's fun. You know,
well,
it's light.
It is fun, because if it's scripted, it's probably what they've done everywhere else. You know what I mean? They've done that interview 100 times. So tell me, how did you blah, 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 blah. And you're like, and they even answer it in a way that they've answered it 100 times.
Yeah.
So like,
sure.
Well, in 1985,
I always laugh when somebody who's been interviewed a million times and John will ask them a question and they'll go, I've never been asked that before. Give me a minute. I got to think.
And then they log off for some reason. So I don't know if one has anything to do with the other. But
I can't. He's funny. You crack me up, John. You really are funny.
Hey, we got to hang out, man. We got to hang out.
He'll keep you on your toes.
That day, I was dying. I was laughing so hard.
John keeps you on your toes, let me tell you.
Hilarious.
Do you hear this? There's subliminal stuff. Listen closely. Play it back. Play it backwards. There's stuff there.
He started calling me. You ever watch The Sopranos?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Paulie?
Oh, come on. People were liking
when
me.
My
people
hair
were liking me
going
almost.
really gray and I wasn't dyeing it. He goes, I can't do things with you. You're looking like Paulie.
Polly Walnuts. She had the wings. Kind of hard to be attracted to a woman with.
Oh my God, my cheeks hurt. My cheeks hurt.
Not a real turn on. Anyway, see, people were liking me. Now they're going back. The war's on again. Look, see what you did? Look, there they go. There they go. Relighting their pitchforks. And,
all over dye. Dang it.
Now they got their torches again.
No way. No way. This was great. I literally I was like laughing the whole time. My cheeks hurt. My cheeks hurt. I love you too. You both are great.
We gotta hang for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm looking forward to it.
We'll see you in a month.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for joining me.
Take
and
care.
all of us, everybody watching. Thank you guys.
Take care.
Good night.
Good night. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys like that. Please like and share and go to the New Jersey Paraunity Expo, Woodbridge, New Jersey. You heard the lineup. I mean, it's insane. So I am hoping everybody, watches and shares and, check them out, like their page. They're good people. Next Wednesday, I won't be on, but I am replaying an episode of in memory of my dear friend Bill Freeman that passed away. I'm going to play an episode or an interview I had with him on. He's been on a couple of times. So I just picked one to play. It's between me, him, and Dustin, another very good friend of mine, Dustin Heisey, but we're on there. So I'm going to play that in lieu of me being on. And my next show, July 6th, I have Barry Fitzgerald coming on from Ghost Hunters International. So that should be awesome. Looking forward to that. So I hope you guys join me. July 6th. Yes, July 6th. Good night, everybody. Thank you.